and welcome back to the Rugby Connection podcast by the fans for the fans. We are currently recording on the 3rd of April, Monday the 3rd of April. We've had a lovely, lovely weekend of rugby. We've had Six Nations, we've had European Cup, and lots and lots of other jam-packed stuff. I'm here with the main man himself, Murray Anderson.
Woo! Just me this week. Cam's working, so yeah.
He's got priorities.
To be fair, welcome back, Harv. Because it's been a while.
Thank you. Yeah, I've taken. Obviously, I've had a few weeks gone. I've just been a very busy boy. It's about to get a whole lot. It's going to get a whole lot busier as well. I've got exams knocking around the door. Before we start this episode, I had a nice little thing. I had a nice little thing this weekend. I played my last ever rugby match for my club with the lads that I had played rugby with from when I was younger. So it was a nice kind of sentimental rugby weekend for me that involved a lot of drink, and I don't remember the rest.
Quite right. Love that.
Yeah, exactly. So it was quite nice. But either way, should we delve into some Six Nations, Murray?
Yes, let's go for it.
Let's do let's do a little roundup first of all.
Yeah.
So we started off in Cork for Ireland versus France. France took the W 53-3. Bit of a trouncing there, actually. Just a little bit. Then we go over to the Dam, which I'm not sure if you were there, Murray, or if you were watching, but we had Wales beat Scotland 34-22 at the Dam in Edinburgh, and then we crossed over to England versus Italy 68-5 from the Red Roses. Ouch. But you want to get it out of the way, don't you? Scotland versus Wales. Come on. It was definitely a match I'd say you'd remember. Regardless of the scoreline.
Regardless of the score, I completely remember it because I actually got to do the content side of things for that game. I got invited by Six Nations. I got to present the coin to the referee for the coin toss, and I got to keep it. There you go. Look at that.
Oh, bloody hell, that's lovely.
It is. I didn't realise it had the game engraved and the date on the back. So there you go. That's not just a unique.
That's a nice photo, actually, yeah.
Got to present the match ball. This isn't the match ball. I'm just showing it for.
Oh, you took the ball then.
I took the ball onto the Dam, which is very surreal as an Edinburgh fan. So I love that. And I got to award the player of the match to the best up-and-comer in women's rugby, Cecilia Tuipulotu. She is outstanding. What a workhorse. What an effort. And you know what? What a game. It was so good. Harv said the scores earlier, so it was the most competitive game.
It was probably the most competitive game out of the bunch.
Wales are 2 for 2. Scotland are constantly improving. It's just all good all round. And two people I want to talk about. Well, three actually, sorry. One, Ciara Bevan for Wales. Friend of the show, Ciara Bevan. 50th cap for Wales. It is crazy considering she made her debut at 17 as well. She's unreal. Absolute unreal workhorse. Great. Another player I want to mention, another friend of the show, funnily enough, Lana Skeldon, the hooker for Scotland. Not only did she get a fantastic try off them all, 32 successful tackles.
That's crazy.
Played the full 80, 32 tackles, 1 try, unlimited lineouts won. She was everywhere. And lastly, the electric feet herself, Chloe Rowley. Just 2 magnificent tries, 2 rounds on the bounce. You can't stop her when she's got space, and it's just great to watch. But well done to Wales, very well deserved. They are just that level ahead, I'd say. And you know what? They played well, apart from Fiona Lewis, because she's done it last year and she's done it again this year. It was very nice and tight, and then Fiona Lewis comes on and scores a winning try. So, but you know what? Fair enough, fair play.
It sounds like it was quite a surreal experience for you anyway. So it's fair play to you, mate.
It was a very weird feeling because, I mean, if you follow my TikTok, I do like match day vlogs. Any game I go to, I was just a fan. This was, I mean, I had the pass on that I can go into the changing rooms. I got to go, well, not the changing room, sorry. I got to go the bit outside the hall. That's the best way to describe that.
Yeah, the walkway.
Shout out to Murray, one of the higher ups for Scottish Rugby, not me, other Murray.
I was going to say, like, oh, congratulations to yourself, mate.
Well, another Murray. After I did the coin toss, he went, "Come with me, don't post it." Basically, I got to walk out the tunnel at Murrayfield and just have it all there, which was pretty cool. So thank you for that. And it's not posted, I promise. It's not. I haven't posted it. It's just kept on my phone. But yeah, well, I could talk about that all day. But we're going to go back to Cork for Ireland, France, because yes, 53-3. France were 14. We're down to 14 for 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Ireland, what happened?
Well, you have got to think to yourself, France are possibly
they're fantastic.
They're top 3 women's sides in the world. Other than the Red Roses and the Black Ferns, they're top 3.
Yes, it's Red Roses, Black Ferns, France, in that order. Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you. I thought you would have given it to Black Ferns after the World Cup, but you know.
No, me and Cam did this last week.
Red
Roses are legit world number 1. Don't know how.
I don't blame you. I mean, that's not biased. I mean, it is a bit biased, but anyway. But
unreal.
I was just having a look at the schedule there actually. To think that England France will be the last game, and most likely, if everything goes to plan, the deciding game.
3-1. It's not even the last game on Super Saturday. It's the first game on Super Saturday.
Yeah, that's not all right. But it's going to be a tasty affair.
Absolutely. So we just dive straight into the England-Italy game.
You know what? I honestly don't blame him, because you can't deny how amazing the Red Roses are. And to be honest, we'll probably go down as, you know what? I'm going to say it now. We'll probably go down as the greatest women's rugby team of all time.
Under the Simon Middleton era, you mean? Yeah, no, I agree, but that's fair.
So far, anyway. So far, I mean, obviously,
one name that stands out, and it's quite easy. Abby Dow, 4 tries, and I'm kicking myself hard because you like yourself a bit of fantasy rugby. It's not like to join. It's not like to join my league. But anyway, I had Abby Dow in my team. I got a lot of points. She wasn't my captain. I backed Marley Parker. But if you had Abby Dow as your captain for your fantasy team, you'd walk away with over 300 points.
Oh,
I am kicking myself. I've only got 100.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. To be fair, Marley Parker did give me 200, so there we go.
I mean, that's still a good.
Oh, come on! I could have got over 1,000 points for the weekend if I backed Abby Dow. It was close. Oh, well.
I was actually looking on social media channels the other day. I hate to go back to clubs like very quickly. Didn't realize how many like high profile Quins are in that squad.
Yeah, no, it's the same with Scotland and Loughborough Lightning. There's a big Scottish contingent there, and
yeah,
makes sense. Yeah, love it.
Okay.
I mean, I would say we'd do predictions, but that's next week because we've actually got, like every other Six Nations, we have a week off next week. So
yeah, exactly.
But we're on to, I call it intercontinental rugby now, or if I don't call it European.
Listen, I think I've said enough just this season. I've had some very stern words with some of my friends about what we think of it, and you know, there are mixed opinions. I know
you don't like it.
We've had this debate so much, haven't we?
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think the only issue with the whole Challenge Champions Cup is we need to get back to proper pools. I know that the setup.
Yeah. I think, to be honest, that's if you want to eradicate a problem, that's your first problem. It's just the fact that I think it makes no logistical sense.
No, I get that, but I mean, I'm just accepting it now. Like they're in.
Yeah, you know. By the end of this, well, I'm not happy, but you'll see why in like about 3 minutes.
We'll start with the Challenge Cup first because none of us are.
We'll start with the Challenge Cup then. We'll quickly just run through the games. I've only got the Saturday games there. There we go. Right, so On the Friday night, we had Claremont 33, Bristol 26 at Ashton Gate. The Scarlets beat Brave 19-7. And then on the Saturday, we had 6 games. Toulon beat the Cheetahs 36-21. Benetton smacked Connacht 41-19. Sorry, Kyle. Stade Francais were ripped apart by Lyon 41-24. The Lions absolutely dispatched Racing 51-28. And then Glasgow over the Dragons 73-33. And Cardiff get a 1-point win over second in the table, Sale Sharks 28-27. I want
to start
what the Challenge Cup is smoking.
Oh, yeah, same.
Whatever they're smoking, it is good stuff.
Challenge Cup want the smoke and they're getting it. They want all the smoke.
At this point, there's no point in watching the Champions Cup.
I want to go back to Friday night just because there was an absolute brain fade that essentially did cost Bristol the game. So Damien Pinot, we know what Damien Pinot can do. He catches it about just outside the halfway line, I'd say. Kicks it, just pure territorial kick. I don't feel like there's anything coming out of this. He hits it a bit too hard. It's in the dead zone. And all they need to do, it's like the famous Champions Cup try that Rob Holloway won for Wasps. All you need to do is put the ball down. And Bristol get the ball. And I don't even know who it was. The camera was not clear on that. But he just left it. And Pinot came out of absolute thin air. Try. Well done.
That's stupid.
I mean, if there's any winger in World Rugby that chases wrong kicks, it's Pinot. So you should know that. Oh, well. Saturday, I don't even know where to start. Should we go for the Connacht display?
It's probably like one of the top 5 games of the weekend, but it's not even one of my top 3, like just in the Challenge Cup.
No, I mean Glasgow.
I'm gonna say purely from a competitive standpoint, Cardiff Sale.
That was an emotional game. If you don't know, the president of Cardiff Rugby sadly passed away last week. So this was full emotional driven.
And we obviously know everything that Cardiff's been going through over the last month or so.
Yeah, exactly.
But to come out and put a performance like that against second in the table Sale Sharks, are they still second in the Premiership? I think so.
And
yeah, they're second.
There's a player I want. Sorry, I'm going back to the Glasgow game quickly. Just
go for it.
You every time you've been on this season, Harv, you've been talking about like hookers that don't play like hookers.
Oh, just say it.
Johnny Matthews, 5 tries. Are you kidding me? 4 in the first half.
I read an absolutely horrendous stats.
God, I know it, but I want you to say it.
Johnny Matthews this season has averaged a try every 40 minutes he's played.
Yeah.
2 tries per game. And you know what? If you put that in the context of his career, it's a try every 60 minutes.
Yeah. I'm just saying, and this is a very selfish point of view, get him in the Scotland team.
Honestly.
Just saying.
You know what? It solves all your I mean, you know, you've got a very good front row. I'll give you that. But
5 tries.
5 tries is outrageous.
He got. Wait a minute. I'm going to just say the time.
I mean, listen. Darcy Graham can score, but I swear to God, Jamie Matthews would smoke him.
Maybe not a foot race, but maybe
not a foot race. But if I had to put a name down for tries in the next 6 nations, and if Jamie Matthews is in that squad, he's getting...
Yeah, fair enough. So just for like context of how insane this is. So first try for Johnny Matthews, 14 minutes in. Okay, then he goes 22nd minute in. Again, that's fairly spaced out. 26 minutes, 33 minutes, 42 minutes.
All within the context of the first half and first half plus 2 minutes.
So half an hour of rugby. He went, watch this, boys.
That's crazy. But we will move on. We will move on quick. Because we have quarterfinals next weekend.
Yes.
This weekend, even.
This week,
very interesting draw, if I may say so myself. So, Murray, would you like to join me in predicting these? So, on the night, we've got Scarlets hosting Claremont.
Oh,
why did he sound tasty?
You know what? I'm actually hooked into this year for Scarlets, and I'm actually going to back the Scarlets. They have, especially at home, they have proven their one, and I'm all for it. You know what? Scarlets by 7. Go for it, boys. Go for it.
As good as the Scarlets have been, or at least how much they've impressed us this season.
Ooh, I know what you're gonna say.
I do just think Claremont have class. I'm gonna go Claremont. It'll be a close game. Claremont by 6, but
all
right. Then we have a bit of a French derby. We have Toulon versus Lyon.
Ooh, I said that last week. I mean, Lyon are defending Challenge Cup winners. I'm going Lyon by 10.
Ooh.
I'm not convinced by Toulon. I know that sounds stupid considering quarterfinals, but I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, Lyon have had the overall better season, I'd say, in league and cup.
Mm.
I'm not back Lyon. It is in Toulon, but I'm gonna back Lyon. I'm gonna say by 5. I'm hoping for a really, really like tasty. I'm not hoping for like absolute spankings, but
David Naniashvili again is my prediction. He's going to rock up somewhere.
I tell you what, I think actually could weirdly enough be a spanking. It's Benetton Cardiff.
I don't know what to think going into this.
This is what I'm saying. It's going to be either 1 point or 50 points.
You know what? And I'm going full pod bias because we've had not only a Cardiff player, the captain of Cardiff, Josh Turnbull. I'm going to back Cardiff. I think because they beat Giants Sale, I think that's enough in the tank to keep them going. And then obviously the emotion-driven aspect as well. So I'm going to say Cardiff by 5. It's going to be tight, but I think they'll get the job done.
I think this will be the game of the weekend, but I'm going to go Benetton at home by 2.
By 2. Okay.
Like,
yeah,
and you know what? Even just to say it worse, it's going to be a last-minute score. I don't know what it'll be. It's going to be a last-minute score.
That's fair. Yeah, okay, I agree with that.
And then we have Glasgow taking on the Lions on Saturday night.
I'm going full Scottish. I'm back in Glasgow. And I know it's going to sound stupid because I'm an Edinburgh fan, blah, blah, blah. This is European competition. Edinburgh out. It looks good for Scottish rugby if Glasgow can keep chomping at the bit. And it's at Scotstoun. We just said the score that they put at Scotstoun.
Yeah, exactly. I would say that the Lion, well, at least South Africa teams don't tend to travel well as much as well. Conditions are very different from home and away. Glasgow.
Sorry, you go. You said
Glasgow by 14.
I'm going to go higher than that. Just because I'm very convinced by them now. I'm going to go Glasgow by 20.
You're a very interesting man.
I am, but hey, maybe I can.
Don't take it to heart now. Just take the compliment and move on. Right. Anyway, so we'll move on to the Premier competition, which is can I even say it's Premier after what the Challenge Cup has served? All right, let's be quiet. Take it in for what it is. Rugby Champions Cup. We had a lovely, lovely weekend. Should we start off, though, on the Friday night? I'm very sorry, Murray. Leicester 16, Edinburgh 6.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's season's finished for us, sadly.
But, you come up against English champions. It was always going to be a tough game.
Weather didn't help either side, to be honest.
Yeah. Then we had Sharks decimated Munster 50-35. Stormers beat Harlequins 32-28.
What was that? Say that again.
Leinster beats Ulster 30-15. La Rochelle got over Gloucester 29-26.
Yeah.
In the most bizarrest of games, Exeter beat Montpellier 33-33.
Woo! Premier Cup rules.
But they won on tries scored. Saracens beat Ospreys 35-20 and Stade Toulousain beat the Bulls 33-9. Anyway, since we were just talking about said game, I would like to propose a debate.
I'm intrigued.
Do you think that extra time should be decided by tries scored or not? There are a lot of there was a lot of fuss that I saw on Twitter saying you beat an opponent by scoring more points than not more tries than them.
Yeah. It's weird because we talked about this in the Prem Cup final last year.
Yes, we did. Where we beat Irish on tries scored after extra time.
And again, you said, well, obviously a fight. Well, that's the same situation. In a big game, you go for the sticks. You take every point you can get. Exactly. I don't get why you're getting punished for opting for the kick and goal, essentially.
Exactly, and you know,
just as an Exeter Chief fan, that should not have gone to extra time. Zach Mercer got red carded very early on. Chiefs, sort it out. And then you could argue we only scored more tries because there was a man advantage. Montpellier were everywhere and all over us.
Montpellier, you know, they're a very frustrating side to us last year. So I fully get where you're coming from. I do think it's wrong to finish a game by tries scored.
I feel like it's harsh.
It is.
I do. And I'm sitting there, bear in mind, this is my team that's advanced. My team's in the quarterfinals.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like it. I think how we got there, I don't like it. Because hypothetically, if, say, Exeter Chiefs now go all the way, it's going to get tarnished because of how we got to the quarters.
Point to points. I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You know, and some scores are worth more points. That's why they're more important. I don't think they should have an extra advantage.
That's fair. Shall we talk about defending champions La Rochelle, who had to leave it very late to beat Gloucester? And that's no disrespect to Gloucester, but
I was following a Twitter account for this game. I wasn't watching it, and it got to about, I think, 75 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
When the Twitter account basically just said, Gloucester, you're about to create history, don't do a Gloucester. And guess what bloody happened?
They did a Gloucester.
They did a Gloucester. I don't know how, you know, this is going to sound really horrible. I don't know how Gloucester are going to achieve anything.
It's fair. I mean, look at the Prem 2 weeks ago. They had to go up to Newcastle. And again, no disrespect to Newcastle, but
they're not the strongest side.
No. And they lost. They're a strange team.
We talk a lot about peripheral bottlers in a lot of different sports, but
Gloucester in that league now. Yes,
I mean, you know, sorry to move away from it, but you know, Tottenham Hotspur are the absolute joke of football. The Buffalo Bills are the joke of the NFL.
Can
we put Gloucester in that?
For context, I would put.
For context, 100%.
Sorry, Gloucester fans, but
sorry. I'm really sorry, but you know, we'll. I was going to say we'll sympathise with you. We're not. It's actually quite funny. But seemed like a good game overall. La Rochelle do leave it late and set up their quarter-final draw. A very strong quarter-final draw, but we will get to that soon. Should we talk about the not so nice game?
Which one was that?
Stormers Harlequins.
What? Say that again.
Stormers Harlequins.
You know what? It was a great game.
Damian
Roberts' try was beautiful.
I will say this now as well. Mm-hmm. We looked down and out.
You are starting to hit. This is now like the crucial part of the season, not just in in domestic leagues. I mean, like in the Premiership as well. And Quins just seem to. It's like they don't want the playoff. It's like they don't want to play more rugby than that. That sounds really stupid. But that's what it comes across like.
This is what it feels like at the moment. I mean, like we got an early try. Not the first try. We got an early try still.
Yeah. No, Stormers got an early try. 52 seconds in.
Yeah, 52 seconds. And then they were leading what? 32-7.
And you're thinking Quins could do that thing what they always do.
At the 76th minute, and even you're thinking as a Harlequins fan, oh, mate, this is a bit too late, isn't it? Like, as many comebacks as we've had in the past, you're thinking to yourself, oh, this is a bit too late. Like, the day's the day.
Yeah.
How do we score 3 tries from the 78th minute onwards?
I don't know. Do you know what? Do you know who would be the answer to all your answers for comeback and finishing it? Johnny Matthews. Get him as your hooker. There you go.
Yes, we need some. I mean, well, Jack Walker has been outstanding, but we need some. I've been saying it for a while. We need some type 5 high profile player. Well, I wouldn't say he's high profile yet, but he definitely will be. But I tell you, if we started off well and we ended well, there's a thing. If Harlequins are listening, there's a thing called the other 75 minutes of the game, or other 70 minutes of the game, which you do realize you can score in. I don't know how we went from the 6th to the 78th minute without a score.
I don't have the answer for that, Harv. I really don't.
I mean, supporting Quins is probably the biggest roller coaster you can go on.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say much. I mean, Edinburgh's not done great this year. It doesn't feel like we did that bad, but when you look into it, it's not been.
I mean, we had that. Quins had that season where we looked like we were going to get relegated at the start of it, and then, oh my god, lo and behold, we won the title that year.
I still don't know how you did. Like, looking back, I still don't know how you've done that.
I was ready to just give up at that point. I saw Marcus Smith off to France, Mike Brown gone. I think Joe Marchant was supposed to be off somewhere that year as well, and I was like, we might as well just call it a day. Championship rugby is much more competitive anyway. But we won the title that year. It's the biggest roller coaster you can go on.
That can't be good. It can't be healthy for you. But
it's not healthy. I ended up in bloody hospital.
Oh, that's because you're a Quins fan, but anyway.
Well, no, it wasn't. It was, it was a medical incident. But anyway, I'm blaming it on Quins. Anyway,
quarterfinals, big quarterfinals.
There are some beastly lineups in there. But Friday night, Leinster versus Leicester.
I feel like we've got. See, now in hindsight, I feel like we've dodged the bullet here. Because that was the tie. If we're going to go to Dublin. Yay.
We're going to Dublin, but not for the final.
Leinster by 9. I don't think Tigers are going to let them all have it their way, but
is this at the Aviva, the old? Yes, it's got to be at the Aviva.
Is it the Aviva?
Yeah, it's got to be. As much as I'd love Leicester to do it, Leinster by 8. Stade Toulousain versus Sharks.
You know what? These Sharks are actually out for it. I got asked this earlier on Instagram. Like, what do you think the Sharks can go all the way in the Champions Cup? Yeah, because you could see it turning now. Their focus is the Champions Cup. If they get to the playoffs of the URC, great. That's just a little extra, but they want this Champions Cup. Look at who's coming back into the squad now. It's all the box. And I think Toulouse is no slouch, obviously, 5-time champions for a reason. I'm going to edge it to the Sharks. I think the Sharks will win it by 3 and just, yeah.
If the Sharks win, I will never hear the end of it. So Toulouse by 3.
Fair enough.
Cam will be the first person I will block on if the Sharks win the Champions Cup final.
Fair enough.
I wish he was here to say that, actually. I would say it to his face. Then we have Exeter Chiefs versus Stormers. That would have been us, you know, Murray.
Could have been us. Could have been. It also really couldn't have been if you just kept playing to like a
anyway. I will give the benefit to Les Stormers. They are URC championship.
UFC? Did you say UFC?
UFC, URC. Oh, it's one letter difference. Come on, give me that. But they are URC champions for a reason. I'm gonna go Stormers by 11.
You suck. But fair enough. It's I mean, back your team. It's at Sandy Park, but we really need to clamp down on stupid mistakes. Because if Montpellier were at 15, we would have been out. And I stand by that. Chiefs by 5, and it's going to be a squeaker. There you go.
Then we have La Rochelle versus Saracens.
Bonjour. Gregory Aldred. Just do it. I don't care anymore. I'm sick of them.
You know, I'm not even going to say a point scored. Just win.
La Rochelle, Ronald Gara, come on, get your boys ready for this one.
Exactly, man. But shall we move away from the Champions Cup because there was some other rugby played.
Okay.
And especially down under. We had another round of Super Rugby.
We did indeed.
So let's keep on going. The Highlanders beat Moana Pacifica 45-17. That's 2 wins on the bounce for the Landers. Crusaders squeaky bum time over the Reds 25-12. The Fijian Drua got another win over the Rebels 38-28. Chiefs got one over the Blues 2013. I was almost pranked by their awful attempt at an April Fool's joke where they gave scores 3-all. Brumbies beat the Waratahs 40-36, and the Hurricanes just got over against the Force 45-42.
Super Rugby makes no sense this year. It makes no sense. Like Chiefs are still unbeaten.
Mm-hmm.
Drua's shown their worth now. Drua can compete, which we'll love to see.
Mm-hmm.
Highlanders are baffling me. Also, going back to the Highlanders game, sorry. Do you know who got player of the match or was right up there? Our OG friend of the show, Sean Withy.
Oh,
he's like, yeah, and
I remember Sean.
Yeah, he's now a breakout, and oh my god, they've moved him to the back row, and it makes so much sense.
Fair play to him.
Buzz cut as well. Actually, most of the Highlanders had a buzz cut, yeah, but for a good cause.
Yeah,
and we love it. I can't remember the full reason. Just go on the social media page; it's all there, and it is a lovely cause. Fair play to the Highlanders.
Exactly.
And then, like I said, Chiefs are still undefeated, which is. Can Chiefs do it though? That's the thing, because you still have the whole playoff.
I think once the playoffs comes around, it'll just be Crusaders. I mean, it's just. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not interesting.
I get what you're saying, but come on. Surely now is the day to do it. Now is the time for it.
Listen, we've still. I'm just scrolling through. There's still quite a few more rounds left. So I wouldn't put all the eggs in one basket. But the Chiefs are very, very high flying. Murray.
Yes.
We had some sevens.
We did. Hong Kong sevens, to be exact.
Hong Kong and Do you want to know the final results? No, I'm just joking. Of course you do. Fiji were beaten by New Zealand 24-17. New Zealand claiming gold. France just edging out Great Britain 19-17 for the third place playoff. Great Britain, I think, were on for their first ever bronze medal.
I want to actually shout that out because the girls did get the job done.
The girls did do it. Did they also beat France?
Yeah, they got a last-ditch effort by, again, another common theme of the show, Harv. Friend of the show, Rona Lloyd, running it in from deep to get Team GB their first ever medal on the Seventh Circuit as Team GB. Well done. By the way, go on the Instagram page and just watch the try. And you can see how much it means to her as well. We love it. And, it was just so good. It was so much fun. Hong Kong Sevens just hits different.
Exactly.
I don't keep tabs on all the Sevens circuits, but Hong
Kong's pretty nice.
It is indeed.
Anyway, so with another podcast, we have obviously a set of news that has been out in the week. Murray, would you like to bring some news to the table?
Well, in the space of this episode and the last episode going out, Stuart Hogg is hanging up the boots.
He is. That was last Monday. It always feels ages away now.
Yeah, we recorded the Sunday last week, so
yeah,
there was nothing, and then Monday afternoon, Stuart Hogg. It's weird because everyone was like, "Oh, this could be his last World Cup," and then Hogg just came out and went, "No, this is me, club, international, finished after the World Cup."
He'll be 31.
He's not even 31 yet. He's 30.
Yeah, but he will be 31.
He will be 31 by the World Cup, yeah, but
I mean, I know that rugby is very physical and very physically tolling, but 31.
31? It's crazy. I mean, 100, well, as of recording, 100 caps, 3 Lions tours, Premiership, Champions Cup, Pro 12 with Glasgow, the only Scottish player to go back-to-back player of the Six Nations, one of 3 to ever do it in its entirety. Just legend of the game. I don't care what people think of him. There was people in my comments when I did the video saying he was overrated. I don't care. Now's not the time for this.
No, exactly. I mean, as much stick as I've given him, he is a legend of the game and one of Scotland's greatest ever.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, possibly the greatest ever in Scotland.
I think he's wanting to push and try and get as far as you can in this World Cup. But there's 4 warm-ups. They're all capped. They're all international tests. I think Hogg's going to finish as the most capped male Scotland player. I mean, if he held on a bit longer, he could have beat Donna Kennedy because Donna Kennedy's on 115. So
you only have what? If they make it to the final, it'll be.
Wait a minute. If you've got 4 warm-ups,
111 max. If you make it all the way to the final, it can be 111 max
with the warm-ups as well.
Yeah.
Then he would finish as all-time men's, and then he'd be cemented because he'd be the most capped, and at the time of retiring, he is our top try scorer as well. So yeah, thank you, Hoggy, for everything. And it's just
he's already crying.
And I did feel genuinely emotional when I read it, purely because I was at Murrayfield when a 19-year-old Stuart Hogg made his debut, and I was there for his 100th a month ago against Ireland. That's a month ago now. That's disgusting. But yeah, Harv, what's your news if you've got any?
I haven't actually got much news.
No news.
No, I mean, I think the rounds have done relatively quiet this week, apart from Hoggy.
I think Hoggy stole the limelight this week.
I think we started off on some high news and everything else was a bit, meh.
Oh, actually, Exeter Chiefs has made, as of today, Monday, like Harv said at the start of our recording, Exeter Chiefs signed 3 players today, 2 of which from Ospreys.
I don't know if you've been following the London Irish.
Yes.
So London Irish were set to be taken over by a big American consortium. They pulled out and actually invested in London Scottish.
What?
Um,
I
and
mean, good for them, but
naturally, London Irish are actually on the brink of administration.
no, we can't do that. We can't lose
We
another.
can't have another one.
Not London Irish. We actually like London Irish.
Regardless of whether you like them or not, you can't be having it.
Can't go down. You just remember the original pitch was they wanted 14 teams in the Premiership. They'd be down to 9 if London Irish folded. 10, sorry.
10, yeah. Oh, well, then Rob Baxter gets his wish. But 14 teams, that was going to be the dream. And, we've lost Worcester, well, basically completely. Wasps wins the championship next year. If London Irish go, I reckon they'll be back into the championship.
But you need to do something.
We need to trickle the money down quick. We need to bring the championship up to a decent enough standard, and then National League One, National League Two, North and South. We need to trickle it down and bridge that gap, because you can't have a sustainable promotion and relegation.
Let's close up a story last week. Sorry, I'm going off topic. But again, it's more about money and like where the focus is. So Rugby Australia has announced the signing of, is it Joseph Suwali from the Sydney Roosters for next year. I said it was rumoured last week, but yeah, it's all confirmed. 1.6 million a year. And he's 19 years old. He is on Finn Russell money, and he's not even 20 yet.
That's crazy.
So the big debate was 1.6 million could have done, like what that could have done for grassroots and blah, blah, blah. But it's a weird one because this will make you laugh.
Just to sign a player who, doesn't even play your code of rugby.
Well, this is a funny bit. So Joseph Suwali played both league and union right through high school, was just a natural at both.
Mm-hmm.
Arsehole. Hate people like that. Just good at everything.
Sorry, Murray.
Got off. Rugby Australia got offered the chance to sign him straight out of high school for 200,000 a year, which is still ludicrous amounts for like 17-year-old.
In 18, yeah.
They said, nah, you're all right. 2 years later, there's 1.6 million to get him across.
That's crazy.
Listen to people when they tell you stuff.
Well, it's honestly stupid. I mean,
I wouldn't have said no to that deal.
Well, no, I wouldn't have either. But you got to think from an outside perspective how it looks on Rugby Australia. I think that there was a lot of commotion from league and especially from the NRL. Sort of starting to criticise really. Why are Rugby Australia depending so much on league talents if they can't promote their own? Which is kind of a real kick in the teeth. But they have a point.
They do, but at the end of the day, and I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here, it's up to the player. It's the player's choice.
It's up to the player. Rugby league and rugby union are very, very incredibly transferable skills. It's just an understanding of the game, which is different.
Okay, I'm just gonna chuck a random one out there then. Who is the next cross-code superstar away from Joe? So I'm gonna say Kalen Ponga.
If Kalen Ponga goes over to the All Blacks, 100%.
Or it's going to be the other way. I think Jordy Barrett's going to cross over.
You think Jordy Barrett will cross over? Do I think it will? Actually, I'm gonna say one from Super League, and it's kind of already happened.
Okay.
But Regan Grace from
yes, Regan Grace that's went from St Helens to
Racing. I think Regan Grace, if he gets a good look in at that Racing side, if he gets into the Wales squad, I tell you,
I thought he was English.
Regan Grace is born and bred in Wales.
Oh.
Probably why I didn't do great on the international side. But anyway, if Regan Grace gets into that Wales squad, You need to watch his Super League highlights because my God, that boy can run.
I've seen Regan Grace. I've seen the big thing Racing put out when they got him.
Honestly, he is absolutely incredible.
All right, so apart from trying to bend the rules a bit, who's your next cross code superstar?
Oh wow. What from league to union, union to league?
Either way, I gave both. I said Ponga to Union and Barrett to League.
I can't think of many stars that are in the debate from going from union to league, unless, and this is me just spitballing here, unless Owen Farrell closes a career out at Wigan.
A reverse dad, basically.
I would like to see that. I'd like to see Owen do his last years at Wigan.
Fair enough.
They could definitely do I suppose loose forward like his dad, like him.
Yeah, see a reverse dad then.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to see that. Other than that, I don't think there are too many other lads who are looking over from league to union. There are union clubs out there looking, with cash in their pockets, looking to nab some league talent. That's probably mostly going to happen in Australia. I'd say in England, not so much.
Fair enough. Interesting point.
Everyone playing league in England is very committed to league, so
yeah, that's good. That's fair. Well, I'll just leave it at that. There's not much else to add.
We do have our favourite time of the podcast.
I switched it off early. I'm sorry.
Random game of the week.
You're going first because I switched the computer off by accident.
Oh mate, honestly, right. So we had the 10th round of the one Bundesliga in Germany.
Ooh.
And in the Southwest Division, top Frankfurt, who I believe are unbeaten.
Nice.
Yep, they're unbeaten all year. Played Heidelberger, who are unwinning this year.
Unwinning.
Frankfurt beats Heidelberger 94-7. It was 68-0 in the first half.
What's the point? What is the point?
I don't want to spark another debate. I just want a quick answer from you, Murray. Do we put lower league champions into the Challenge Cup? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm all for that. My random game of the week is, and I apologize for switching the computer off again. I'm going to go for Super Rugby Americas, where currently, as right now, live as we speak, Cobras are beating the American Raptors 43-38.
Oh,
big score. There was also, just for one that's confirmed finished, I'll go to the MLR, where the Seattle Seawolves beat NOLA 36-35.
very close.
Right. Well,
I believe we have rugbyed ourselves out this week. I know I definitely have. Yeah, definitely. But we will be back next week after a great Easter weekend. So happy Easter weekend to those who celebrate. And we would have seen we'll know which teams are in the semi-finals of both the Challenge and Champions Cup.
In the meantime, listen to our latest interview. How have you liked this one? He played for Quins, won the Prem with Quins, and now is our referee. It's Carl Dixon.
Yeah, Carl Dixon.
What a guy, by the way. Very well spoken, passionate about becoming that top referee, and he's always wanting to improve himself. And just a great guy. I loved every minute of it.
Fair enough. So go listen to our interview there. We are also on socials, so go follow at the Rugby Connection Pod on Instagram,
yes,
Twitter, and TikTok. We also have a LinkedIn page.
Or my LinkedIn page, but yeah.
But it's connected to your LinkedIn page. We are on socials, so go follow Murray at Blitzville Rugby HQ. on Instagram and TikTok. You can follow me, even though I don't post a lot. And then we've also got Cam, Jemma, and Anja, which you will also find through our socials. So give them a follow. Thank you very much for listening, and we will be back next week with some even more rugby. I don't know how I'm managing, but we will somehow return in some states, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.